Hey there everybody, it's N64KPS from the Android Central Forums, and I have a Wi-Fi Xoom round 2. I had to get a new one this morning because in the process of rooting my Xoom last night, I discovered that the root method is only available for the Verizon Xoom at the moment. So those of you who pick up a Wi-Fi Xoom, do not root yet until you hear otherwise. I took off the stickers and everything on the back because those are actually kind of hard to take off. We'll just take off the front one right here, and we'll go over the hardware. On the front is the 10.1 inch screen. We have the 2 megapixel front facing camera. There's an ambient light sensor here. There's a privacy LED. I don't exactly know what that's for, other than when you turn the unit on, if you don't hold the power button long enough, it will blink. Let's see if I can get it to go. Nope. Well, I just turned the unit on just so you can see how long the boot sequence is. Down here we have the charging LED, and over here is the notification LED. The charging LED is white when it's charging, and it turns green when the unit's fully charged. The notification light flashes white. It looks kind of like the notification light on a Pre Plus, for example. Moving on to the top here, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. We have the SD card slot. The cover is a little bit higher quality than, say, the cover for a Pre. My old Pre was kind of shoddy. There's that dummy SD card in there. There's no LTE spot on the top. It's booted up already, so you can take that timing for yourself. On the side here, we have the volume up, volume down. On the bottom, we have the micro USB, micro HDMI, the 2 dock connectors, and the proprietary charging port. We have a microphone and then 2 screws to hold that together. Nothing over here on the right side of the unit. On the back, we have our 2 stereo speakers. We have the 5 megapixel rear camera that records 720p video with a dual flash. And we have the lock button, which also powers the unit on and off. It is a titanium gray / silverish on the back, compared to the compared to the Verizon Xoom, which is all black. I'm actually a pretty big fan of this. It looks really nice. Very nice quality, has a good feel to it. Doesn't seem like it's going to slip out of your hands very easily. So let's dive into the unit here. Sorry, I got the wrong orientation there. Unlock. Now I've only just signed into my Google account, so it's just partially restored some apps. Otherwise, everything is pretty much stock. One of the cool things that I noticed initially in the app drawer, if you have multiple pages of apps, it has an outline of the app that's next to it. As you can see, I kind of drag it over and then they fill in. Same with this side. And then if you tap on either side, it rotates over, which is pretty cool. The browser is really awesome. Loading up Android Central here, as usual. Hey look, there's my old one. Hopefully they can replace my new one with this. So it's already loaded really quick. There's no checkerboarding, but the whole page hasn't completely loaded yet. There we go. You can open up tabs. I use Dolphin Browser. It's just not the same. This is really well optimized for the tablet. One of the cool things I also wanted to show you in the browser is this. In the settings, you can go to Labs and then enable the quick controls. Now what this does is it gets rid of the top bar. You slide your thumb or whatever finger over, and then you have all the controls here at either your left or right side. And to change it back, go to the settings there, or you can go forward, backward, refresh the page, type in a website. And while we're at the keyboard here, one of the things I thought was just kind of weird is the shift key and the number and ABC key. They seem to be switched. compared to the gingerbread keyboard, but that's something that you can get used to. And to drop down the keyboard, you just push that back key, which turns into a down button. So I'll just switch this back to the regular bar up there. In Gmail, we have the fragments. The left side, we have all of the inboxes, outboxes, sent mail, all of your labels and everything, and all of your emails. On the right, when you switch it to vertical orientation, it's the same thing, just scrunched a little bit more. But both ways, still pretty nice. The market is really nice on the tablet. We have my apps, all the apps that you've downloaded, keeps them there. Go back here. There's some settings there. These are the featured apps. When you add the market widget to the home screen, it'll have these apps in that widget. I'll show you in a second here. So just tap and hold to add a widget. It doesn't come up with a pop-up or anything like it does in Android 2.x. You could also push the plus at the top right there. So by default, it comes up with the widgets first. When you add a widget, we'll just add Gmail. You'll see the preview automatically goes into the top right here. This is a preview of your 5 home screens, and then the market widget there. You just tap on that and then scroll through your Gmail inbox. Seems that there's about 20 or so emails that show up in the preview. We'll just get rid of that, and here's those 4 apps, or 5 actually, that were in the market on the top there. And this button is the recently used apps, browser, Gmail, my apps, and market. Over here, I noticed that the Xoom I got yesterday shipped with about 90% battery when I pulled that out of the box. This one, when I opened it up, only had 70%. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason to that, but anywho, you get to go into a mini settings mode. Right here, you can adjust the brightness, lock orientation, turn off your wireless network connectivity, notifications, and then there's a settings button which opens up the settings here. About tablet, you'll see this one has Android 3.0.1, and see wireless, sound, location, GPS satellites is checked. This does have GPS. I noticed that it's not the best indoors. However, if I haven't tested it in my car, if you test it in a car, I'm sure it'll get better reception since you're not within the walls of a house. Applications, it's all pretty much just like regular Android here. Storage, you can see it has 28.78 gigs, so it uses about 3.25 for the operating system. And got the bookmark widget here. Open up Maps. First time I've opened Maps. So, see, it's pretty quick to load. Gallery, restore some of your pictures from Picasa. Camera, we got the 5 megapixel camera on the back here. There's my MacBook. If you want to switch to the front camera, you just tap that. Much better setup than yesterday. I got some connects working this time. Oh look, there's the red LED on right there. And then if you switch to video, just drag it over there. Or tap. Let's see if there's any other apps that are noteworthy here. Oh, Vivo. We'll go over that really quick. When I compare the Vivo app on my Xoom to the Vivo app on my iPad, you can really tell a difference in the screen quality. The iPad has much deeper blacks on the borders, whereas the Xoom is a little bit more washed out. I know that's what some people have been saying in their reviews of the Xoom. It's a trade-off you have to make if you want the Xoom, which has pretty much everything that's awesome compared to the iPad. Then that's a sacrifice you'll have to make. Let's see if I can pull up a video so you can see some comparisons. Number one is Born This Way. I guess we can do that. It loads a bit quicker on the Xoom compared to the iPad. Make sure you have high quality turned on. iPad doesn't have the high quality option. But you can just tell that the screen quality on the iPad is a little bit more superior to the Xoom. However, the Xoom is more ideal for watching movies. It's got that widescreen 16:9 format versus the iPad, which is a lot more square. If we do a size comparison of the two, just put this iPad on top. Pretty much dwarfs the Xoom. There's just a smidgen that sticks out. And then if we put the Xoom on top here, you'll notice that the iPad has quite a lot more margin up on the top. The border on the iPad is a lot thicker compared to the Xoom. I'd actually prefer the thinner form factor of the Xoom. It does have a bigger screen. It seems like it packs more punch, and the iPad is a little bit more square. Personal preference, I guess, but I'm an Android fan, so Xoom all the way. If there's anything else you need, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Peace.